Hello all and welcome to another off-season round of Wheel Tour Racing. This time is round 4 at Monza without the chicane with our beautiful Group C cars. Joining me in the booth today I've got CWR Super Dragon.
Howdy.
And on visuals I have Dodgy 86.
Thanks, Picani. Good to be here, mate.
Yeah, pleasure being with you guys. So thoughts on this round, what do you guys think?
I think it's going to be chaotic off the start. Coming into that second chicane at probably 150 kilometers an hour faster than it would normally be.
Yeah, definitely. These Group C cars can reach speeds that I think any of the groups, the Group 3 cars and Group 2 cars were doing in Season 7 could only dream of. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the drivers can tame these beasts.
Yeah, they're a bit hard to handle, these things. They do get a bit wide on some of these corners, so if these guys attempt some of these fast corners at Monza 3 wide, I think they're going to feel a little bit of grass and sand in their jockstrap.
Yeah, the cars I'll be looking out for tonight, I reckon, are going to be Diswood in the sole Nissan of the field and Contagious in the only Mazda in the field. So obviously the field's dominated by the Sauber Mercedes, as it has been the last couple of weeks as well. So
it's a very strong car here, the Sauber. I really don't know why, personally, because I don't drive the Group C cars all that often. I only prefer to drive the Mazda purely because of the sound. But yeah, it's very interesting to see that most of the field is Sauber dominated on all these tracks.
yeah, I think we still have 2 or 3 Porsche throughout the field, but I think that still leaves 10 odd Saubers just cruising around.
There is the occasional Nissan out there too. I think is it Pure Axel is in a Nissan, is he? I think.
Diswood.
Diswood's in.
Nissan.
I think he's the only person I've seen in the Nissan all season, actually, in the off season.
There he is.
Nice SLM livery.
Yeah, a couple of SLM boys here tonight. Diswood and Jonesy 175, I believe, is SLM as well.
Yeah.
So we've got him in the field tonight.
Yeah, I think we've got a couple of Div 1 debuts as well. We've got Cloakade in the Sauber and Luminous as well. I think they're both making their Div 1 debut tonight.
So when it comes to qualifying, which is going to happen very shortly, who do you think is going to take the top?
Well, I think this is... I think Diswood's done about 5 practice laps and he's already put himself up into second, so it's hard to say anyone other than him, really.
Yeah. There's also Footner as well. He's been putting in a lot of laps. Very short before the stream started, he did a 22.9 on a full tank and semi-fresh tyres. He's also a person that could contend for the top spot. Apex Humper as well.
Just in the warm-up times he has done really well too. He's done a 22.8, just 200s behind Diswood.
I wouldn't go past Pure Axel either. I think he's got a proven track record in these things. He's won at least 3 out of 3 of the races so far, I believe. So he's definitely got a top record in these cars for wheel to wheel at the moment.
Yeah, I think his consistency over the longer races helps him a lot. Obviously, he's very damn quick, as he's a mainstay in Div 1 throughout all of the seasons, but I think his consistency throughout the longer races definitely help him a lot.
So what do you guys think is the strategy for this race?
That pedal on the right, you hold it firmly to the ground and you just go.
I thought it was the pedal in the middle. Damn. Lucky I'm not racing.
Yeah, I've seen your streams. You definitely use that pedal fairly aggressively.
The foot slipped.
Yeah, always does, right? You see a couple of the boys throwing in some really nice times now. So Footnow with a 22.6, Apex with a 22.5. Really excited to see what these guys are going to do in the actual quali session when the countdown's on. I think Tate's making his return to Div 1 as well. I think he was in Div 1 for Seaside, dropped out of it for Lasarth, and is now back for Monza, so probably be hoping to cement a spot up in Div 1 as well.
We're about a minute behind time at the moment. Must be having an issue in host land at this moment in time. We should be kicking off the quali very shortly.
Should only be about a minute or so.
There we go.
There we go.
The slipstream down the main straight is definitely going to be a key factor for setting a really good lap time.
Jesus. That was something to look at coming through that chicane. Alright, so who's your pick, guys? One guy had a pick for pole. Who's taking it?
Like you said, hard to go past Eastwood, but I also think Pure Axel can probably snatch it as well.
Well, that's 2, so good counting, buddy. I'm gonna go with Footner.
Yeah, I was thinking
Footner.
I'll give Footner a go this time. I think he's out there to show everyone that they should have picked him in that draft we had.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised when I saw him at the last of the lottery picks. Yeah, he'd definitely be looking to prove him wrong for leaving him till last.
I'll tell you what, though, I think Footner and Shands will prove a little bit of a formidable team there too. So they're both very quick drivers. So I think they've ended up with a pretty good team there.
Absolutely. I think there's a fair few teams that are going to compete really well this season.
Speaking of which, our newly ordained last team captain is on commentary with us. Congratulations, Pagani. You managed to get a team together at the end just recently in the last couple of days. How'd that come about?
Yeah, so out of the original, I believe it was like 8 team owners. Out of the original 8, unfortunately I wasn't picked. I pretty much saw it coming, but after being chucked into the privateer pool, Footner chucked out a suggestion saying that there was enough privateers to form another team, and a couple drivers are nominated to be a team owner, but I think I was one that was had my foot down on being a team owner. So with all that, I put a team together, relatively quickly, got a team name, team colours, logo, and all that's all sorted. But yeah, the team is called the Leftovers, to sort of affiliate with the drivers on my team, being the ones that didn't get the pick from the original 8 members. But the sponsor is Taco Bell, because our colours is purple, white, and our primary being black. And yeah, there's a lot of quick drivers. I got Flossie, myself, Untouchables, Straw, Gassing, Smurf, and I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting a couple others as well. It's gonna look really bad. Yeah, Dragon knows the team more than I do.
Wow, good team.
Yeah, it's a very good team. Not bad for the last minute.
Out there tonight as well in the season. So
I got some eyes on him. Hopefully, I made a good purchase.
Yeah,
I believe I have already.
He's pretty quick out there, so no problem. We do have a couple of. Actually, we've got at least one team captain out there watching YouTube
as
tonight.
Flossie comes across to set his time. 22.7, so not the fastest we've seen.
Oh, Footner straight behind.
22.6, 22.8, so these boys very close on times.
There's
21.8.
Wow, killed it.
Oh man. A couple of the guys at the back end of the field struggling. I saw a couple of them off in the dirt, so they'll be wanting to make up for that on this next lap here.
This is going around the outside of turn 1.
Wow. As I was going to say, we do have a team owner watching, Captain Lowside. He's in there. He's got a few comments on YouTube so far. We're also joined by G and Spence, just to name a couple. So welcome to the stream, guys. It's good to see you out there.
Yeah, great to see everyone out in chat communicating with each other during the streams. Because I think Clocade's run off and stacked their lap. Jonesy up into 5th. It's a good lap from him. I think Flossie might be our first across the line. Contagious is on an out lap, so his time's not going to count this time across.
Yeah, I've got to really root for Jonesy tonight. I'm hoping he gets up there and gives it a good showing. He is one of the members of Team R13, I hope I got that right and it's not 13R. It might actually. It's
I think
Team 13R.
I think it is 13R.
13R
It's got a
Autosport.
21-6.
I don't even know my own team name. I get it wrong all the time. And that's Captain Lowside's team. So come on,
Team's
Jonesy.
still fresh. It's,
Yeah.
it's acceptable for now, I guess.
I'll get it right. It's right on the livery anyway. I know that much.
Here's Packer improves on his lap. Oh, an improvement from Pure Axle as well. Still not setting a great time though. 26.3.
No,
So
he's 5 down.
he's come across the line with just enough time to get around for another lap though. So this will be the crucial lap for him. I think leading the field at the moment we have Contagious in the 7-Up Mazda, who's cut a lot of that. So I think he's going to cop a penalty for that on the entrance to Scari.
Well,
Might have gone away with it.
Contagious
Nope,
again.
there it
There
is.
it is. He waited in the pits for a very long time. I didn't think he was
Yeah,
going to
very
get
long
out
time.
there. So yeah, I think he did that last week too, from memory.
I think so, yeah. I don't think he set a time last week. He just sat in the pits. But you see him just burning that brutal 3.5 second penalty.
So that'll be him done.
Yeah. As he almost beats Pure Axle's time. Flossie doesn't improve. Got an improvement from... Nope. Graphics bugging out.
There we go.
No improvement from him. Tate with a 23 flat improving. That's good to see. CS Packer's going to be the next across the line. Does improve
Packer
enough
improves,
to
yeah.
just barely jump Smooth Blanket there. And last across the line is going to be Pure Axle, who has had another rough lap, is well down, so...
Yeah, he was short shifting on the back straight. I think something
Interesting.
happened before.
Possibly shifter problems, as he is on the H pattern. Suzu says, how many deaths are we looking at? A lot, I'm assuming. But yeah, 21.6 from Diswood, a second faster than the nearest person, which is Footnar. So that Nissan really showing it's got some straight line speed around here.
Okay. Let's get it on. We do have some interesting liveries there tonight.
And we're green. Looks like someone was slow off the grid there.
Yeah, someone on the left side. Near the back.
We're away. Look at that absolute pack of beautiful cars. See Diswood and Footnar coming side by side. Tate's sorted into third behind them. Flossie coming under pressure from Apex Humper already. Diswood looking up the inside of Footnar. Pulls out
Going
of it.
3 wide.
Oh, you see Diswood getting really squirrely on the exit of that corner, trying to get that
Drummer's
power
behind at the
down.
very back.
And Luminous
Takes
is dropped into last now.
Flossie's gone into the sand.
Oh man. So it's starting early.
Now it's Evil. Now it's Tate. Tate spun it. Coming out of 11 2.
Oh man.
Yeah, we were on with Tate when
That's
he lost it.
Absolutely chaotic start there. So even though it's Monza, it's just showing that these cars are a handful around here. But Pure Axle, the big winner from that, started second last, now up into fifth already, just chasing the slipstream of Smooth Blanket in that top four. Footnar's also broken the slipstream to Diswood, but I think the Nissan's got the top end speed coming down this main straight.
Seems to be an interesting livery there with Footner in the front. Do you want to tell us about that one, Super Dragon?
Yeah, so it's a beautiful, beautiful livery in that car driven by Footnar. Livery created by Adam. It's congratulating the captain on his sex change, becoming Mrs. Lowside on Friday. So congratulations, captain, on that one.
Yes, I will just reiterate that I had no idea they were doing that, boss man. That's not on my head at all. You can go to Adam for that one.
Yeah, that's your team captain. We don't have to worry about it. Not until round 1 of season 7, at least.
But he's doing a good job out there in front at the moment. He's 7/10 up, so And
He's just holding Diswood out of that slipstream range. So.
any time you can hold Diswood back is a good time.
See, the field's kind of spreading out after some of the guys are recovering from their early spins. Footno's picked up a 1 second penalty. So that livery not bringing him a whole lot of luck right now. Diswood's going to claim the lead now. And that's a dangerous thing because we saw at Lasaf and before that restart, he just ran away from the field and was 4 seconds clear, I think. So, very dangerous man to let free out the front of the field.
Yeah, once he breaks that slipstream barrier, it's just going to absolutely make him walk away from the rest of the pack.
Oh yeah, I think he's going to have... I reckon he's got the attention of some of the top guys in Div 1 for Season 7. He's definitely going to be one to look out for. Nas well in that slipstream though, coming down through Turn 1 and Turn 2 there.
He's not letting him go. Footner's staying right behind him.
Yeah, Pure Axle's all over the back of Smooth Blanket now as well, so he's made up that those 6/10ths that he was behind, and he's right on that rear bumper. He could probably pass him on the run up to Ascari here. Time between them. Oh, a small lift as he shifts gears. Of course, Pure Axle on that 8 shifter. Goes up the inside beautifully, gets the move done. And now his work is chasing down Apex Humper, who's 1.8 seconds up the road and chasing that slipstream from Footner. You hear that screaming Mazda in the background echoing through Monza as well. Got Evil One and Jonesy fairly close. Jonesy's going to be looking for a really good exit here so he can run up on the back of Evil One and get past him before Turn 1 here. As we see them all starting their 4th lap, so a couple of the guys are at about a quarter of a tank down, so it's going to be some thirsty machines here with how fast they go and the kind of revs they put out. Jonesy slips up the inside of Eva 1, takes that 7th place. Eva 1's going to go straight back at him into the next chicane. Goes up the inside, gets it pulled up beautifully on the Apex too. Great move by Eva 1, gets squarely on the exit though. Jonesy's going to sit right on his rear bumper, waiting for his next opportunity now.
Oh, who was that? That was Luminous running very wide into the stand, the first chicane.
Yeah, Tate's right up on his rear bumper now as well after that early spin, now taking the position.
And we say that, commentator's curse.
Luminous!
Commentator's
Luminous
curse.
just got, yeah, I think Luminous is the bad one affected there. He got all over the dirt, speared across the track into the wall, luckily no damage.
Oh, Flossy running very wide.
As
coming out of Ascari, I believe.
Diswood's now got a 2.5 second lead at the front of the field, but Footnar has now got Apex Humper for company coming onto the straight. He's right on his rear bumper, pulling out before the finish line as well, so he's got a long time to get past him. We'll see what kind of top end both of these cars have here. Footnar choosing not to try and go back around him into turn 1.
I think that's a smarter move as well, just giving it a little bump draft.
Yeah, he was right up underneath that rear bumper of Apex Humper, so a lot of confidence that Apex is going to brake in a good spot and they're not going to hit each other. It's really good close racing from them. Smooth Blanket in 5th has picked up a 1.5 second penalty, so that's going to open the door for Contagious to come past in that Mazda as well. As he pulls off and burns it, there it goes. And that's going to put him under threat from Evil One and Jonesy as well. I think the slipstream from Contagious is saving him at the moment, trying to help him get back up to speed without losing too much time.
Ooh, who's that?
Evil One's around!
Evil One, yeah.
Gotta be very careful when rejoining the track through there as well.
Further up, Ascari.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and he's around trying to get back on the track as well.
I'll see if I can
I think Jonesy tried to avoid. I think Jonesy tried to avoid. I forgot who it was already.
Okay, we're on with Evil One. He's coming up the straight at the moment. He's got Jonesy on there behind him. Where's he lose it here? He just overcooks it. He gets a bit squirrely into that corner and hits the sand and spins. Yeah, it was all his own doing, unfortunately. Nothing much there, and he rear ends it into the wall. I hope he didn't end up with damage for that one.
Well, he's in, so he did. He
Either
got,
one's got
engine damage and
rear right.
rear arrow. My gosh. And Jonesy got front damage spinning around just shortly after that as well, so...
Wow.
See, Smooth Blanket's just gotten past Contagious on the exit of the first chicane, so I saw Contagious off in the dirt a little bit. Could have just run wide, maybe. But he's going to be looking to come back at him. Is that like a rusted...
I don't want to jinx it, but do you guys remember that glitch back at Bathurst with the pits?
Yeah.
That might be happening.
No. Again, for the third week in a row.
I did notice that when Evil One went in.
Yeah, it just cut straight to the pit. Didn't even go to the cutscene.
Oh man, and that's going to be another restart, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're going to have to see if they red flag it.
I think we did for Bathurst, so I don't know if it's going to work with the off season.
Yeah, it happened last week at Lasarth as well. So I think some
the
of
big
these
loser now is going to be
guys,
Diswood out of this.
Again, for the second week running, he's going to lose out here because now none of these guys can fit.
Guts. My typing's not there. It should be guys, not guts.
Diswood's he's going to be spewing. And I was talking to him throughout the week as well, and he said that the first race last week he was hitting all his markers, and he just made that silly mistake in the restart. And I thought he'd be being very vocal throughout the household there after making that mistake. But he said it's the quietest his house has ever been. He just sat there in silence and thought about the mistake that he made. So. Oh, that's really unfortunate that we've had this 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, rather unfortunate. Like I said before, the big loser will definitely be Diswood, and the big winners I think will probably be Tate. The big winner out of this.
Those guys that had to stop early for repairs, Evil One, Jonesy. I think Pure Axel's going to be a big loser out of that too, because he started in second last and worked his way all the way up to fourth. So. As Tate says, thank God in the chat, he's happy for that restart. So it's really unfortunate that we're running into these problems. Hopefully if we can get everyone ticked in and started again soon. Can still run it semi on time. Oh. There we go, his quality's taken out. I don't think he's going to have to set the grid manually, is he?
Maybe, I haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, I think a couple of these guys are going to fight a whole lot harder now to try and keep Diswood behind them. They did do a one-lapper fine moves, yeah. Well, they actually did two, like they did a two-lapper. So we might have to start running a two-lapper and make everyone pit after lap 1 to double-check or something.
Yeah.
See a couple of the guys out on track, just trying to stay warm, I guess. You know, not lose that rhythm that they just built up over those 5 or 6 laps.
Yeah, keep themselves familiar with the track. Should we have them do another two-lapper and then go into the pits again?
No, I don't think so.
Tell you what though, gents, I am getting thoroughly into all this practice for Season 7. It's starting to get very exciting, the lead-in. I'm having a ball in these GR3s and GR2s. How are you guys going with the lead-up?
Sorry, Packers just jumped in.
Sorry guys, just setting up the quali.
No worries, Packer. All good, mate. Are you going to quali again?
No, I think manual grid, right?
Yep.
Yeah, just trying to see how I can't highlight the manual grid.
You should be able to.
love the issues with live streaming from GT Sports sometimes. It does throw out some wobblies, but we overcome it and usually get to the end of the race anyway.
Usually.
Most of the time.
Yeah, Zeus just said in chat they got some extra warm-up laps, so that's very true. A couple of the guys choosing not to go back out and just sitting in the pits. Some others back out on track, getting some laps
Can't stop
in.
looking at Footnote's livery.
It's glorious, isn't it?
It's amazing. But yeah, as what Dodgy was saying with the practice for season 7, it's kind of exciting seeing all these lobbies get put up on the on online with like team only lobbies. I think just before the race started, there was a team, Vintage's team was up doing some practice.
I saw T-Rex. I think T-Rex Racing it's called, and I saw Shake
Yeah.
and Bake, the Shake and Bake lobby as well. So I know a couple of my teammates and all of us have been on doing our own lobby things as well. So there's been a lot of people getting ready for it. Really excited to see the last of the cars chosen as well. So we've got a fair variety at the moment, but yeah. Actually, shockingly enough, I've just pulled up the screen and I see Dale's no longer got Alpha as a selected menu.
Yeah,
So someone's
he was keen on
convinced him
that.
to go with Porsche. That definitely couldn't have been Apex Humper.
Possibly, yeah. He loves the Porsche.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Surprised not driving the Porsche for last season.
Dale is very much one for strategy, and he does it really well. So there will be a very good reason, and I think you might have hit the nail on the head of why Dale has gone with Porsche.
Well, the Porsche's got amazing like tire preservation. Like it can handle tires really well and still like be relatively good on pace compared to the others on track.
Yeah, Porsche was fairly high up in my list of cars that I was considering. That I was doing a lot of testing in throughout the last couple of weeks, but ultimately decided not to go with it because I'm not too confident in it around the Nürburgring, and MR cars can behave a little differently on certain tracks, and it's not the best for straight line speed. So yeah, guess we'll see how that works out for all the teams that have picked Porsche for the season.
Okay. Fine moves. If you're out there listening, I need a little help with some grid setup here. I think CS Pack is chasing a little help with some grid setup. I'm just trying to work out where to bring it up.
I am currently going back in the stream trying to find the quality results. So
Okay.
if
Keep your ears on, Packer. We'll help you out very shortly if we can.
okay, so hope you're ready to chuck them in, Packer. So you got Diswood on pole, Footnar second, Lossy third, Apex fourth, Tate fifth,
Don't go
Jonesy
too fast.
sixth,
Bloxy third.
Apex Humper fourth,
Yep.
Tate in fifth, Jonesy in sixth, yourself in seventh, Smooth Blanket in eighth, Evil One in ninth, Luminous got 10th, Locade in 11th, Crew Axel 12th, and Contagious last.
There we go. Fingers crossed he's better.
Yep, hopefully.
Okay. Right.
And we
Cross
go
fingers,
again.
gents. Round 2.
Fingers and toes.
Alright, we'll see if Discord can take advantage of starting on pole a bit better this time. He did drop behind Footnar to start it last time, so... Oh, we're missing
Are we missing
someone.
one?
CS Packer didn't tick in.
Oh no. I've done that so many times.
Another red flag?
I think it might have to be.
Yep. just red flag it, Packer, if you're listening.
Oh, I can't spell now.
Good spelling. Yeah, we're going really well today. Honestly.
Lucky it's the off season, and it's been a long Sunday.
There you go. He's getting to me.
Well, I hope everyone's excited for 41 laps.
Someone just yeeted it. It was smooth.
Oh man. Hopefully the grid is still set and you can just tick in. I hope.
Yep, there he
See
is.
everyone. Just waiting on Flossie now. Might have to double check the grid's still the same.
Yeah. Third time's a charm.
Yep, we'll be away shortly.
Where was Flossie again, guys?
Third.
Third. Evil One, where was he again, sorry?
Evil One, ninth. You see the Summernats is going on the main straight right now.
Yes, no matter where I look, all I see is the big pink sign of Mrs. Lowside.
Right, boys, see how we go now. Sorry about that.
Good. Quiet grid right now, everyone trying to save as much fuel as they can. We've got all 13 in the race. Very long hold on the lights. And they're away. Just Wood getting a lot better start than he did last time, but Footnar's still going to get up the inside of him into turn 1.
Maybe the Porsche are better off the line.
Right behind.
I also noticed, I don't know if you guys did, I was watching Pure Axel off the line, he was rolling it back off the grid.
Josie's off already into turn 1.
Ooh.
So just them cold tyres trying to run in that really close pack. He got off on the dirt and that was it for him.
Yeah, Diswood's lost it through the chicane.
Yeah, he got a rough run through there, as did I think Flossie behind him. It was Luminous, I believe. Sorry. So Diswood now fallen all the way back down to third, with Smooth Blanket right behind him. I think Evil One's off in the dirt behind as well.
Oh, that's CS Packer off there by the look of it, is it?
Yep, I believe it is. So another chaotic start coming through, but Tate's making the best of it, still holding in second. Just out of slipstream range of Diswood. Smooth Blanket closely following him with a penalty now, 1 second penalty. So Flossie will be taking 4th position from him. Luminous making the best of this restart as well. Pure Axel up into 7th as well on the restart. So he goes around the outside of Cloakade through the Parabolica and now side by side across the line. So Putnar will be very happy with his start to this one. He's got Tate, I believe, giving him a bump or fuel saving behind him. Diswood reeling them in very quickly with the top end speed of that Nissan. And they're breaking away from that battle for 4th as well, which is starting to heat up. Smooth Blanket looking up the inside of Flossie.
Ooh,
overshoots the apex, gives him a little bit of a
completely.
bump through. Just going to lose him 2 spots. Oh, as we see Contagious running out on the dirt behind him as well. So action all over the place right now, starting this one back off.
Yeah, he got a bit of a push out there. Contagious did, unfortunately.
And oh, who is that? Footnar's he's caught a little bit of dirt and skidded across the track. These 3 now separated by 0.3 of a second. Our top 3. And A lot of these guys, I'm assuming, will just want to be settling into their rhythm. Oh, Luminous sideways out of Ascari. Does well to not spin it around and avoid damage there as well. So, as I was saying, a lot of these guys will be looking to settle back into that rhythm that they just started to get going.
They're definitely inside of Luminous now, coming through the final corner.
Yeah.
Makes it secret outside
it's
too.
so crucial not to make mistakes in these early laps, because you see how much they cost you. You haven't had a chance to get in your groove, and everyone's still packed like really closely. So it's like Cloakade is going to get passed by Apex Humper for 7th, as Pure Axle goes up the inside of Smooth Blanket for 5th as well. No, they both pull out of the move.
Here he goes
Apex
again.
going for a move. Sorry, Pure Axle. Oh, Discord's off again. Same place.
Again, the restart not going too well for him. As now we see Flossie right up on the rear bumper of Footnar, who's picked up a penalty as well. Tate now running away at the front of the field.
If there was someone you wouldn't want to be
Blanket
stuck
as well, getting
behind as
swarmed.
Diswood, it would be Pure Axle.
As you see, Smooth Blanket getting passed by Cloakade and Apex Humper, but with the way Monza works, he's going to be in the slipstream to come straight back at him on these next couple straights. Contagious getting a really good run through Ascari to try and take that position as well. Just hear the Mazda screaming as it gets towards the top of its gears. Decides, he does try and go up the inside, both leaving plenty of room for each other, but eventually pulls out of the move and tucks in behind to try and do it on the next straight. Diswood's actually been cleared by Pure Axle now. He's a second ahead of him. So, really not a great restart by him.
And Contagious took that position off Smooth Blanket by the end of that straight too.
Yeah. Smooth Blanket still looks like he's wanting to come back at him in the next chance he gets too, so that battle's definitely not over. I think Apex Humper will want to be getting a move on here as well towards the middle of the pack. He'll want to be getting towards the front as he was early on. Oh, he gives Cloakade a little bit of a hip and shoulder. Move aside, son, I got places to be, he says. And now Contagious is going to be looking for his chance to go past Cloakade as well. Screaming Maz is beautiful to hear.
We seem to have had a change in the lead there too, gentlemen. We've got Tate to J up. He's second in front of Footnar.
Yeah, Tate's been leading it for 2 or 3 laps now. He got out early as I think Footnar got loose on one of the Lesmos and hasn't looked back. So these guys are all just just outside of slipstream range of each other. Is our top 4. Diswood now in slipstream range of Pure Axle, so closing up onto the rear bumper of him very quickly. It's, Contagious and Cloakade are also very close together as well. My goodness. A bit of a gap growing between... as Pure Axle's out on the dirt! He might have got a little bump from Diswood there, out wide. Luckily, he did a full 360 and ended up pointing in the right direction, so he's going to lose a little less time than he would have, but that's a brutal...
Hopefully there's no damage.
No, I don't see any damage.
No
I think it was
damage
just
there.
a small, a little nudge. Footnar's now closing up on the back of Tate at the front as well. And Flossie's back within slipstream range of Footnar, so this top 3 is starting to heat up. As is Apex Humper and Diswood. Diswood not wasting any time trying to climb back up through the field. He tries to go around the outside of Parabolica, carry that extra speed onto the straight, barely keeping those 2 tyres within the track limits.
I take the big winner out of this new restart, like I said
Absolutely.
before.
Yeah, He's doing really well to hold it at the front with Footnote pressuring him. I know that's not an easy place to be in as well, especially when the car behind you is bright pink all over the front of it. But yeah, Footnote's definitely he's a trusty driver to have behind you, but also one that doesn't want to sit behind you for too long. So great to race with, but also quite aggressive when it comes to passing, at least when racing against me. Maybe because I'm slow, but Diswood's gotten past Apex Humper in the meantime and is looking to crack on back up to that top 3, now with a half a second gap up to Apex Humper already. As Apex comes in a little deep into Ascari, maybe that slipstream, that extra speed, catching him
People
out.
got a bad run out of Ascari, going really wide into the sand. Didn't impact him too much.
Still better than Apex though, yeah, so... But anything going throughout the field. Closest people we have on track at the moment are still Footnote and Tate. So we'll see if that Porsche's got the legs on the Mercedes to get him at the end of the straight or not. See that gap slowly starting to come down, but it's not looking like it's going to be quite enough to give Footnote the chance to go for a move through there. That Mercedes really showing its strength on the straight there.
It's gonna hurt.
I think Footnote might be fighting an uphill battle. Oh, who's
Flossie's
around?
gone round
Flossie?
Flossie.
Oh no! And these things are so terrible to get going again as well. You see him stuck up against the fence trying to rejoin the track safely. Oh, that's brutal. He's got really dirty tyres now, so he's going to be...
I'll just see if we
Gonna have
can
to be
bring
very
that one up on a
careful here.
replay for him, guys.
I think he went wide coming out of the chicane and just
We're
caught
on
it,
with him
kind
now,
of
Flossie.
overcorrected.
Yeah, he's all by himself, so he's just, he has gone exactly like you said, Pagani. He's gone wide coming out of the chicane. He's done about 2 360s pirouetting around that fence, so I dare say he's going to have a fair bit of damage on there as well.
Yeah, he's got rear aero and rear left. Some damage, so
I'd expect him to come into the pits early here, I reckon.
When are we expecting the mainstay of pit stops here, gentlemen? Do you reckon it's going to be around 10 or 11?
I would assume they're going to try and stretch it to about that area, about 111 laps in, and then a couple of 10s to take him through, so...
Maybe a top up of fuel for each pit. Because the fuel does last a little bit longer than the tyres.
But yeah, I'm assuming most of the guys will only fuel up to 80 or 85% or wherever they need to make those 10 laps to have that shorter stop. Lighter car, less wear on the tyres. You know, there's so much that... Oh, it takes from wide out onto the dirt! Oh, he does well to hold that together, but Footnote's taken the lead, and he's got a very, very angry Diswood coming up behind him with Apex Humper right on his rear bumper too. It was a pretty scary moment, I reckon, for Tate, and that's the thing with these Group C cars. They've got so much power that as soon as you dip a tyre onto the grass, those rears just start spinning up and around you go. It happens instantly. It's just a snap and you're gone. Like Pure Axle's making a move on Luminous down for 9th as well, starting to build his way back up through the field after going off in, I think, Lesmo 1. I believe it's Lesmo's, I hope so. And now he'll be starting to chase down Smooth Blanket and that mid-pack area. Clocade doing really well on this restart as well, currently holding 5th, so really solid work from them after we've now learned how to say the name correctly. It's a bit of a nightmare at Seaside. I think I said it probably 6 or 7 different times. Oh, as Contagious goes very deep into the first chicane, outbraking himself just a little, but doing well to avoid contact there. Oh, Apex Humper's picked up a 2-second penalty. Oh, and he's run out onto the dirt as well, so that's it's going to lose him even more time. He's lost contact with Diswood. Diswood now half a second away from Tate, who looks to have had a very bad run through the second Lesmo. Footnote's just running away at the front at the moment, so he'll be taking every bit of that gap that he can get, knowing that Diswood's charging back through the field.
What do you do if you're Diswood? Do you get a bit of a helping hand from Tate to try and give you the slipstream through, or do you pit hopefully a lap early and try and get the undercut to catch up to Footner?
I think you just try and get past him as soon as you can and charge on.
Yeah.
Charge on. Use that accelerator pedal for
he's
what it was built
he's
for.
in a really good. He's in a really good spot here, about 4 tenths behind. So he's going to get a good overspeed, and I think that Nissan has more top end, just over the Mercedes as well as he pulls alongside. Coming into turn 1, he's already got his nose ahead, and there he goes. He's cleared him already. So yeah, you just do your best through the. I guess you could call it the technical section. Oh, Tate.
Jump for the crisscross.
Yeah, he goes very deep.
Oh,
And
this would almost
sideways.
Great racing. No, I don't think they touched once
Well,
through all
Contagious
that.
lost it.
No, I think Diswood gave a lot of room to Tate on the entrance, and I think Tate did the same. Ooh, Diswood giving a bit of a flash of the headlights to Tate. So, not happy with that, I don't think, as he pulls back alongside to try and go past. But what I was saying is...
someone's gone around. Is that Smooth? Yep,
Fury.
Smooth. Coming out of it, Lesma 2. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, you're right, yep.
I'm not sure what happened with
See that
Contagious as well.
Spin from a couple of these guys has been very costly. So Flossie is 45 seconds off the lead at the moment after just one mistake. CS Packers had, I think I see one spin looking at the lap times. I think went wide on lap 1 as well, so that's cost them a fair bit. Evil One had that one big spin as well, so yeah. Oh, Contagious and Luminous are side by side through the Parabolica as well. As Apex Humper's our first to blink, first one in the pits.
Luminous as well is coming to the pits.
Go. So I see
At
no
least we know the
damage
pits
on
are
either.
working.
Just... yeah, we can still see the cars to this point, so that's really good news. And then we see Evil One and Smooth Blanket coming in as well. So Apex Humper's fueled to about
Enough
probably
for the next.
85%. And what was that, lap 10? So yeah, I'd expect to see most of the field come in at the end of this lap.
Oh no.
Oh, Footner.
Just a bit
Footner.
wide. He's managed to keep it.
Coming out of Lesma 2.
Diswood's gotten past Tate and out of the slipstream range as well, so he'll be starting his chase in that Nissan as he's purple coming through the second sector. Yeah, that's cost Footner a lot there. It's cost him a second just in that part of the lap. And I believe this is the final lap on these tyres. One thing Footner has done is he's got a little bit more fuel than Diswood, so that could give him that second back through the pit stops, depending on how long they decide to refuel for. See, Footner's coming in. Diswood's staying out.
Maybe he's going to enough for another lap.
Maybe going to run a 9-lapper somewhere in the race to have a shorter stint towards the end or something. Pure Axle doing the
Axle
same,
as well.
so staying out another lap.
Yeah, Pirax's tyres are amazing. Especially front right.
Yeah, front left's a little rough, but that was because of the spin, I believe. We'll see where Apex Humper's going to come out after this set of pit stops, as he was the first to stop on lap 10. He's come out in 5th position, so... Oh. I think I saw some sparks coming out of the pits there. I don't know if that's just a bug or if someone actually did hit the pits, but yeah. It looks like Jonesy is fueled almost all the way to the top at about 95%. Diswood's still running around. His fuel light's blinking, so he's got less than 10. Pure Axle's got about 11 or 12%. I'd expect to see his light blinking soon. So Tate, the first of the cars that have stopped at the moment, so he's jumped Footner. Oh no, I think Tate forgot to take on fuel. Or he's doing a really short stint because he's got fresh tyres but only a quarter of a tank of fuel. I was trying to figure out how he's jumped Footner in the pits there, but that's a crucial mistake if that's what's happened, as Diswood peels into the pits. Pure Axle looks to be coming in. No, he's staying out for another one with about 8% fuel remaining, I'd take a guess at.
It's a brave move.
Absolutely. Really running them tyres. Maybe wants to run 9-lappers until the end, I guess. Would that work? I'm trying to do the quick math in my head and it's not working at all. I guess Tate's going to be making the best of the fuel that he has on these fresh tyres, and then he'll be coming in at some point. But Apex Humper coming past Diswood now as well, as he stayed out them extra laps. That undercut getting Apex the track position back. See, these guys are a fair way clear of the kind of mid-pack guys as well. Now 7-second gap back to him. Oh, it was Clocade and I think CS Packer going very close to each other into the first chicane. Smooth Blanket will want to be making up for that spin. Contagious with a 1.8 second penalty as well in 10th. Velocity now right up on the back of the as well. Looking at Pure Axle's fuel, he is very low. It looks to be on about 2%, I'd say. So I'd expect him to come in with about 1 or none left.
He's still giving it to it. He's not holding back.
Absolutely. I think he's just got enough to get in there. Comes in with 1% fuel remaining, so running that very tight. Tate will have to come in either this lap or the next. See, stays out. And Footner sets a new PB as well at 23.5. Diswood's fastest lap of the race at the moment is at 23.1, so he's currently behind Apex Humper still and just chasing him down.
Is it just me, or did we not realise that, or did we realise that Tate didn't put any fuel in?
I've said that a couple of times actually, yeah.
Or the bank attention.
So yeah, he took tyres and I think he only had about 30% fuel after the first stop, so
must have clicked too fast.
Maybe, because I feel like he did fuel up a little, but just not enough. But Footner's still looking to chase him down.
Not sure if staying out worked for Pure Axle. He has come back out. He's down to 8th, but he's fighting for 7th at the moment.
Looking like he's going to take the position through the second Lesmo. Just clears CS Packer and puts the power on nice and early. The upside for CS Packer here is he's going to have the slipstream if he pulls in. I think now he's alongside him actually, so the Mercedes power is going to help Pure Axle out there. And now Smooth Blanket's right on the rear bumper of him as well. And I heard the Mazda somewhere there in the background. It's probably on the other side of the track, to be honest, but
yeah.
There we go, Tate's in 4% of fuel. Footner takes the lead back with a 4.6 second gap back to Apex and Diswood, so Footner's rolling with some free air at the moment.
Well, while he's out there, I think we might have Footner online. If you're listening, Footner, how's your race going for you so far?
Yeah, mate, not too bad. Working pretty hard in this Porsche. It doesn't seem to be the fastest car around here by any stretch. So just making sure I hit my marks, save a bit of fuel, make up some time in the pits because I don't have the outright lap speed in this thing, and just capitalising on other people's mistakes and errors.
Yeah, Mr. Consistency is definitely what you want to be.
Yeah, that's not a name that Footner's known with usually, but I saw you had a couple of moments coming out of the second Lesmo getting loose. You trying to reel that back in now, or?
Yeah, I think I've had 2 moments there throughout the race. Sorry, just battling this Porsche a bit. Yeah, nothing too costly though. Maybe 8 tenths in a second. Lost 1.8 throughout the race.
You're running a great race so far up until this point, so best of luck for the rest of it, mate.
Cheers. I do think Apex and Diswood will catch me because I just don't have that outright speed, but if they can battle and I can keep consistent, we'll see what happens at the end of the race.
Alrighty. Thanks for chatting, mate. Footner and that beautiful congratulations to Miss Lowside Livery. Currently leading the field by 4 seconds, so I think Apex has made up about 6 tenths on that lap. We'll put that to Footner having to concentrate on talking to the commentators for that lap. But
Footner's running really wide coming out of the chicane.
Yeah, throughout that lap, Diswood actually picked up a penalty while we were talking with Footner, and he's dropped 2 seconds further back off of Apex Humper, so giving a little bit more breathing space back to those two at the front of the field. Looking back through the field, Pure Axle's on the ragged edge in that Mercedes right now, trying to chase down Clocade, who's made a absolute... as they clip a tyre on the dirt in the braking zone for the second Lesmo and get a penalty for it. That's brutal. Well, there goes my commentator's curse for the night. The Pure Axle is just starting to gain on them now with a rough exit out of there and still a 10th penalty to burn. I'm assuming Pure Axle's going to come by here and claim 5th place. So Pure Axle's doing a really good job to recover from that spin. Jeez, what lap was that on? It was like lap 3 or 4, I believe.
Something around there, yeah.
Ran wide in the first Lesmo and lost a lot of time, and he was making it up in a hurry now. Back down the field, and the battle for 8th as well is on with Smooth Blanket, CS Packer, and Tate, who possibly made that mistake in the pits. It looks like he's running the same tyres, but has fueled up for the stint, so those tyres are going to be looking very second-hand towards the end of this, I reckon.
Got back on the inside of Smooth, yeah.
Oh, he's right on that rear bumper. It's so scary to do coming through that corner as well, because the car just drifts wide. See the brake disc glowing red as CS Packer's run a little deep, and he cut the corner, might get a shortcut penalty for that one. He does, but already under speed on the inside and burnt it before the apex of the corner, so that's really lucky for CS Packer. Probably the best way to get a penalty and lose a position. As Tate's now right up on his rear bumper harassing him, so this fighting is also bringing Luminous almost within slipstream range and Evil One as well, so this pack could turn into a pack of 5 very shortly if these guys keep battling the way they have been.
What's he making a good comeback after his moment from earlier on, but he's going to come in for a pit stop very soon.
Yeah, I think he under-fueled. No, he came in early, didn't he?
Yeah, he came in early after that mistake because he had re-damage.
When he came in, he was 10 seconds off the back of the field and 45 seconds off the leader. He's currently 28 seconds off. The CS Packer's come in as well, so running low on fuel, that's going to get him out of the traffic as well, as he was in that fight for, I believe, 8th and 9th. The Luminous and Evil One side by side coming into turn 1 as well. Evil One just sticking his nose up the inside, but not enough to hold it against the Mercedes. Now Tate and Luminous going to look to go side by side into the first chicane. He's file in. Very scary trying to go too wide through there. Luminous getting the better run out of the chicane, even though he's got a little worse tyres, so maybe Tate trying to take it a bit more cautious after having a couple... that bump from Luminous has just saved him, actually. He was completely off the throttle, rolling on the dirt, and Luminous has just sent him back up. And
he was going to pass Tate. I think Tate might... no, he's going to tuck him behind Evil.
He clipped the dirt under braking too, so just as I was saying, Tate might be taking it a little easier to try and be a little more consistent. He made a mistake, so my commentator's curse is in full effect tonight. Now back to foot. See, Evil One's got a bit of a gap back to him now as well, so he's got Luminous right on the back bumper of Tate, and they're just within his slipstream, so he almost had it broken there, and in that Porsche, it's something you want, because it's a little underpowered on the straights from what I've seen here. Looks like those are the closest cars on track, as the top of the field starting to spread out a little bit as we get further into this race as well. This battle for 9th is really starting to heat up. I guess we'll see where Tate is actually positioned after the next set of stops, and we'll see what he does to try and bring back his strategy after that small mistake he made. That Mercedes is looking like a handful through them Lesmos in the slower corners. So we see it back towards the front of the field. Apex Hump has held the gap to Diswood at about 2.5 seconds. It was earlier, now it's out to 3, while gaining 2 seconds on Footnar as well, almost. So he's pulling a gap further to Diswood and catching up to Footnar. Diswood's struggling a little bit after the restart, and he's done well to make up for it. Looks like Apex is going to have to come in this lap. Footnar looks like he could run another after this, but that'd be pretty risky, and he'd be coming in on the smell of an oily rag if he did. Justwood looks like he can go another 3 or 4 laps, so plenty of strategy to play out throughout this this race. We're only just approaching halfway now. Oh, Contagious has got a 3.5 second penalty as well to burn.
He's been copping them more, right? The 3.5 second penalties.
Yeah, this race just had one the whole time. But it's funny, I keep seeing him burn it and then it appears next lap. As Tate's picked up a half a second through the first chicane as well, so that's going to give Evil One the gap to break away from Tate and Luminous here. Justwood's made up a second so far on this lap to Apex Humper as well, so Apex might have had to start fuel saving a little, running very low on fuel. Footnar's staying out for one more. Apex Humper has to come in, just 2%. Apologies. Justwood's still running about a quarter of tank, so I'd expect to see him come in probably 2 or 3 laps time. Is Apex Humper going to come out in the field now? Contagious still holding that. I think that's a new penalty for Contagious actually. It's now 2.5 second one.
Could be.
Smooth coming in on 1%, as is Evil One and Luminous, so
Apex coming out in 7.
We'll see if CS Packer's undercuts worked here. He came in a couple of laps ago to try and get out of that field and also fuel back up. We'll see where Flossie ends up as well. CS Packer coming down the pit straight now. Someone's just coming out of the pits. He's going to go past Smooth Blanket in that very, very long run back up to speed. Flossie's going to be right on the rear bumper of Evil One and Luminous here as they come through turn 1. So Flossie's he's back in the fight here to stay out of last after a really rough spin. Oh, it looks like he's going to take it as well. He's going to take 12th position off of Luminous.
Won't be long
For
till it
how
takes
long,
11.
we don't know though, as Luminous is on some fresh tyres still, so Footnar's in on 1% fuel, so great fuel management by him. Justwood stays out for another. Looking like Jonesy could stay out for another if he wanted to as well, but he's going to come in. Pure Axel's staying out, still with about 40% fuel. So Pure Axel's still... yeah, we'll see how much they come into play as he comes through the rest of the stint. Footnar's out of the pits, still in 3rd position. Contagious holding on to his penalty tight, not wanting to let that go. See, so Tate now just 5.5 seconds off of Apex Humper. Cloacade's been in the pits for a long time. I believe he was battling with CS Packer before Packer came into the pits as well, so I think Cloacade's done well here to hold that gap. Oh no, my apologies, he was up in 5th, holding off Pure Axel.
I think Flossie might make a move on Evil One here, on the straight. Yep.
Yeah, pulls alongside, using that extra top end seat of the Mercedes. Should have it done before the corner, and it does. Evil One just pulling back in. And it is a tough corner to take, being that close to each other. I think Evil One not comfortable with Flossie pulling back across in front of him right before the braking zone there, so just trying to get some vision ahead as to not hit anyone. We'll see. Justwood's gone around for one more. He'll be coming in this lap by the looks of it with his fuel.
Contagious going to be coming in.
Yep. Could probably burn off the last of that penalty on the entrance to the pits too. Decides not to, maybe going to do it on the exit. We'll see how far down Contagious falls, because he's been struggling with them penalties around here. Like Tate and Jonesy are going to go past. Looks like he might come out with Cloacade or CS Packer somewhere around that region. Oh, as Flossie's picked up a penalty and lost that position to Evil One that he took last lap as well. So, a couple of the boys struggling with penalties at the moment. As Footnar's picked up one as well, so they're everywhere at the moment. 1.5 seconds for Footnar. and not the time you want it to. It's just out of the pitch. You don't want to be spending your time off throttle now. Expect to see Diswood come in now after he comes through the parabolica. Looking like he's on about 3% of fuel. Maybe we could have a chat to Diswood while he's in the pits here, really quickly, if he's about.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you finding the race so far?
Well, first off, I'd like to apologise to Pure Axel through one of the first Lesmos. That was my fault, so big sorry. Other than that, a few small mistakes, but so far we've got a little strat going, so we'll see how that goes, and we might pull the trigger towards the end.
Alright, so we'll be keeping an eye on you towards the end of the race. Thanks for the chat, mate.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
There we go, so Diswood's got something in store towards the end of the race, so we've got to keep a close eye on him. That gap between Footner and Apex Humper is now down to 1.5 seconds after Footner had to burn that penalty, so that gap's been slowly closing over the last probably 10 laps. Flossie pulls back alongside Evil One, back for 10th to reclaim that spot after having to burn that penalty. Smooth Blanket. Something's happened to Smooth Blanket. He's lost about 8 seconds that lap somewhere, so...
A lap ago he was in 10th.
Yep,
Yeah,
Apex just
see,
lost about a second to Footner too.
Yeah,
Just
looks
went
like
a
a
little
lot of the
sideways.
guys have been... Yeah, a lot of the guys have been struggling in the second Lesmo. And that's going to bring Diswood right up onto his rear bumper as well. So Pure Axel's still out and yet to make his second stop. They're running longer stints to maybe have one less stop than the rest of the field. I'm trying to figure out when he's going to pit, because it looks like he's got enough to... He could probably go around another 2, but that second lap would be pretty risky. So... But if he comes in at the end of, or the start of 25, he's not going to get a 16-lap stint, is he? So,
I guess one way to find out.
I don't think he'll get 16.
I don't think he'll be able to hold the pace he has been and get that far. Maybe just maybe looking to run 2 8-lappers towards the end, have a lighter car. Don't know. So much strategy going around. Diswood's picked up a penalty as well in 4th. It looks like a 1.5. So. Looks like the battle's on for 11th as well, as Evil One's gotten back past Flossie and Luminous is right on the rear bumper of Flossie. Flossie getting a really good exit out of that first chicane though. Fair few mistakes from Flossie. It's rare, usually he's really consistent.
Yeah.
At Le Sarthe, he had a really great race out front and just led from start to finish, I believe. In the Div 2 race, so I'm sure he won't be too happy with the mistakes that he's making here. Oh, this Evil One runs really deep into Ascari as well, so that's going to open the door for Flossie again, and this battle is reignited. Merc versus Porsche in the straight line again. Luminous just losing touch with him a little bit through that second half of the lap.
We even might go for an undercut here. He is, yep, on the inside. Another drag race on the main straight.
Yeah, I'm just kind of just stuck looking at it as Flossie backs off and lets Evil One back through. So, yeah, I was really interested to see how that went and who was gonna tuck in behind who or use the slipstream as Flossie lifts off again. So, not looking for the pass at the moment. Maybe looking to work together with Evil One as they have a 6-second gap to make up CS Packer, and Contagious has picked himself up another half a second penalty, so felt a little lonely without a penalty on and decided to grab another. As Pure Axel's in with 0% remaining.
Tate's taking it really easy in terms of his gear changes, like he's shifting before it even passes half the rev range.
Yeah.
From what I've seen. Between level 1 and 2, he was taking it easy.
Where is Pure Axle going to come out after running the tank down to dry? It's a really long stop. Most of the stops have been a 45-second lap. That was a 48, so he's fueled all the way up to the top, maybe trying to get that 15-lap stint in, 16-lap stint in towards the end.
Has something happened with Luminous? He's got full damage.
Has he? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, something's definitely happened with him because he was fighting with Flossie. So it's really unfortunate. Is that a bread clip I see on the back of his car?
That what?
If you go into chase cam, there's a bread clip on the back of his car.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I'm not sure what happened there. He's got
Yeah,
full
I'm assuming
damage.
he's just come undone somewhere. I think I know why Tate's been shifting so short as well. Looking at his fuel gauge, he's not got a whole lot left. And he's coming up onto the back of Cloquet as well, so... Cloquet's setting their fastest lap of the race last lap with a 24 flat, so just a second off... Oh, wow! Just a second off of Diswood, who got an exact 23 flat to the 1,000th of a second. That's it's really satisfying to look at. As you see, the gap back at the front is out to 2.5 seconds as well between Footnar and Apex, so Footnar's doing a really good job at holding that gap. As Diswood's slowly closing it as well. Oh, Tate getting passed by Contagious there. So having a fuel save a lot to make it to the end of this lap. That could cost him fairly heavily. Coming in with just 2% remaining.
Yeah, he didn't do enough for the past 2 laps, I believe.
Packers in as well. So do these guys coming in now? I'm
Flossie as well too.
I'm trying to think of what I would do in this situation, because it's, what, like 2 7-lap stints till the end now?
If my math is
If
correct.
you want another
Can I
stop,
say, yeah.
because 114 is a lot. Flossie's come out with 34% fuel. That's... Man, these I can't keep up with all these strategies now, so I'm assuming Flossie's going to come in 3 or 4 laps time and run a 10-lapper till the end. We've got Footnar's on about a quarter of a tank, but has been running fairly consistently to his strategy of like 10-lap stints. Apex has pulled in half a second on him on about the same amount of fuel as well. So it looks like these guys will be running the same strat till the end. And Diswood's actually just pulled out the fastest lap of the race on lap 28 as well with a 22.9. And is reeling in Apex Humper at a rate of knots. Double the fuel.
Well, he did say he was getting ready to pull the trigger, so maybe we could consider the trigger pulled.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's going to... Oh, as he runs a little bit wide, right on the edge of where you want to be. Just dip a tyre out onto that sand, you're done for. But I feel like if he stops for a 9-lap stint or something at the end, you know, he could just have a shorter stop than the rest of the guys and maybe jump him in the pits or something along those lines. Yeah, there's a lot of strategy. Oh man, as Contagious has got 2.6 seconds worth of penalties now. I swear, every time I
go back
flicked
to him.
through the field and looked at him, he's picked up another one. So
Yeah, I think it's only coming through the first chicane as well.
yeah, did he just get more or did he burn more? Oh, shit.
He's got a 2.2 now.
Alright, back up towards the front. Diswood's within slipstream range of Apex Humper now as well, so really starting to...
And he's really closing in the slipstream.
yeah.
And this is already quick in a straight line, but with slipstream it's an absolute monster.
He's 3.5 tenths up on that 22.9 he set 2 laps ago as well. That is ridiculous. I believe he would have lost it there as he was very late on the power trying to...
And a penalty as well.
Oh, there's a penalty, so... Man, Monza is it is a brutal track to try and race around. Since there's so few corners, getting an exit out of those corners and holding higher, like apex speeds through them means so much more. And it also means that small mistakes cost you so much more. So,
are we due to see Pure Axel in soon? Did I miss his last stop? Or?
No, he stopped on lap 26, I think at the end of lap 26. I feel like he might try and run to the end. I feel like that might be what he's trying to do, or he could have fueled all the way up to have a really short stop as his final stop.
Oh,
Contagious left the room, so I didn't see any internet problems from him, so I'm going to assume that's that might be a dummy spit from the penalties. Diswood's come in with Apex after being just behind him and has 24 litres more fuel, so that's about 3.5 seconds extra in the pits if they fuel to the exact same amount.
Tate just ran wide coming out 11.02, that opened up the door for Flossie to come through and take 9th.
Look at that. So, Diswood might have just pulled the trigger on his strategy there, and he's now got a 4.5 second gap to Apex. And he's probably looking for an undercut on Footnar, who's going to be coming in this lap. So this will be the lap that decides it all. Jonesy also needing to come in this lap. Pure Axel's.
Diswood just cuts that chicane. He might end up with the penalty unless he slowed off.
Yeah. Oh, running wide through the next set of corners. So dirty tyres, cold tyres, whatever it could be, is struggling, and that's cost him 2 seconds of his gap to Apex Humper as well. So that's it's really rough as Funar's coming through the Parabolica right now. So we'll see. We'll follow him into the pits and see where he kind of comes out in terms of Pure Axel and Diswood. 1% remaining. So Jonesy will be in as well, following him. I would expect to see Pure Axel take the lead here. Jonesy's in with 3%.
I have a feeling Pure Axel might try and go to the finish with what his strategy is at the moment. Probably
Footno's coming out of the pits. 3.5, 4, probably about 5 seconds behind Pure Axel. Maybe 6 once he's up to speed.
5.5 now. Could be like 5.8. No, 6 seconds.
So
6.25.
It's going to be really interesting to watch towards the end here. So the gap from Footnar to Diswood is now just 3 seconds. I believe Apex made a mistake towards the end of that lap somewhere. But if Pure Axel does try and go to the end, he's got about 20% less fuel than Footnar and Diswood. So he's going to have to save a lot, and is that going to be too much saving to hold the lead? Or has he pulled a master stroke here?
I do believe he's online if you want to ask him.
Yeah, Pure Axel, if you're there, mate, are you willing to reveal your strategy to us so I can stop guessing and make myself look dumb?
Let's see if we can get a hold of him on the straight. His hands are probably full.
Corner at the moment, so might be able to get him with a quick chat during the straight if he's there. Looks like he's not willing to give away any information to the likes of me, at least.
To keep
put the commentator's curse on a couple of guys.
Well, the magician never tells his secrets, so but he's still bridging a good gap to Footnar, even on older tyres.
Jeez. Sorry, I just jumped on board with Tate to see how he was going, as he was fairly close to Cloquet, and he slid through the exit of Ascari there, through the dirt, and did well to hold on to that. But it looks like Tate might have to stop again.
Yeah, probably 35, actually not 35, probably 37 the way he's going.
Yeah, I'm seeing, so the only people who I don't think are fueled to the end is Pure Axel, Luminous, and Tate, I believe, will all have to refuel, but I'm happy to be proved wrong by Pure Axel. But it doesn't look like he's saving a whole lot of fuel. Still running 23.3 last lap, so just 0.4 off of the fastest lap of the race. Looks like Footnar made a mistake last lap as well, running a 26.2 whereas Diswood, who's chasing him down, ran a 23.6. So the endurance part of the 1 hour race is really starting to come into it now. Trying to keep your mind focused for these final 15 minutes is going to be crucial.
That was an outlap.
Oh, it wasn't that lap. Apologies. Thank you for proving me wrong again and making me look as dumb as I am.
You're quite welcome.
Yeah, they don't call me stupid
It's a
dragon for
pleasure.
nothing.
It's a pleasure. Bonus
So,
points on stream.
Oh, Tate's picked up a 1 second penalty through Ascari as well, just as he was starting to chase down Clocate again. These penalties are being absolutely brutal around here, and
Flossy's got some front error and front right damage as well.
oh man, he was right up on the rear at Luminous as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just growing with every corner, especially with how fast the corners are here. You need every bit of error you can get.
It doesn't help having no aero coming for turn 1 on Monza at 350 kilometers.
And off a 2.5 second penalty there for Flossie.
Yeah, Pure Axel's also set his fastest lap of the race as well, last lap with a 23.0. So he's not saving
still
a whole lot of fuel from what I can see.
Yeah, he's bridged a gap. He's actually improved on his gap from Footnote to about 0.7 seconds.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see if he can make it till the end on that fuel.
Maybe he's trying to build it up and just have enough for fuel to come into the pits.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of time lost because I think you
Yeah.
lose about 6 seconds in the pit lane getting into your box, and then the animation to start fueling is 1.5 seconds, and then the actual time of fueling. So it all just adds up really quickly. It can cost you a lot. So yeah, this Flossie's getting the blue flags as he's come out of the pits, repaired that damage, and come out of the pits. And there Tate's in, so finally blinking, not want to drive around with all those laps worth of fuel and have to make an even shorter stop to the end. Fuel's up to about 70, which is more than most have. Luminous is in as well. Oh, as Apex Humper's getting sideways through Ascari as I scroll through the field.
Only now we're just seeing the gap to Footnote with Pure Axle getting closed off. So before it was like 8.3, 8.4, now it's just sitting at 8 seconds.
Yeah, that was actually Footnote's fastest lap of the race. So 23.4 from him. And Pure Axle got a 23.8, so making up 4 tenths on that lap. But that's it's not going to be enough throughout the rest of these laps if he only makes up that much. So he's got to either push really hard or rely on Pure Axle to make a mistake or have to pit. But, yeah, as we're getting closer and closer to the end, it's harder and harder to see Pure Axle making it to the end on that fuel. I'm sure he can, as he's a very skilled driver, but
Flash Magician.
Yes.
Well, you've got the problem now with Footner approaching traffic too, so if these
Yes.
two guys in front have got a pit, that'd be a good thing, but if not, it could give Diswood just the chance he needs to catch him.
Well, they are both fueled to the end, fresh out of the pits, so you won't have any luck with that. Yeah, that gap at about 2 seconds still between Diswood and Footner. So running very similar lap times last lap. These two could actually help Footner if he catches him in the right place. So if he could catch him maybe on the exit of the Lesmos or something and get some slipstream from him, that'd be really helpful to him as Pure Axle's out the front running in just clear air at the moment.
We've closed the gap again by 0.4 to Pure Axle Footner.
Yeah. So maybe Pure Axle's starting to fuel save a bit more now.
Yeah.
As he's run consistent 23.8s there, separated by just 0.005 of a second difference in those last 2 laps, which is incredible consistency. That gap's really staying steady back to Diswood, so yeah, Diswood's tyres looking a little rougher than Footnar's as well. Maybe being on controllers not helping too much.
Oh, Footnar's almost lost it coming out of Lesmo too.
He won't be too happy with himself there as well. So he's given that half a second back to Pure Axle, and Diswood's taken that half a second as well. Gap either way is going the opposite way of where Footnar would want. Maybe we're talking about him too much. He does have the name Mr. Bennett for a reason, and he loves to do it on stream, so... But Diswood's only about half a second out of slipstream range now as well, about 0.6 out. A couple of good corners, he could be right up there again.
I actually think Pure might make it on fuel. There might be a chance. I mean, it's too late. It's probably too late for him to come in now and have it be worthwhile. If he comes to the pits now, it's definitely going to ruin his race.
Yeah, it's definitely better for him to try and save and stay out rather than come in. But those tyres are going to be very second-hand in these last couple laps as well. So he's got to make... No way. No, he's got about 15% fuel to make 3.5 laps. It's going to be tight for him, but Diswood's picked up a 2-second penalty while trying to close that gap to Footnar. Just as he was catching the traffic as well. Just outside of that slipstream range, it's going to be so costly. And then we see him burning it on the entrance to Ascari. He couldn't burn it all either, so it's going to cost him even more. I was going to say the closest battle we have on track is Luminous and Flossie, but we can just stay on board with Footnar and watch that because he's coming right up on the back of
the pits.
There he goes. So, yeah, I didn't think he could have made another
fuel.
3 laps on
No
that
tires.
fuel. Very short fuel. But here comes Footnar to take the lead back as Pure Axle's getting back up to speed. That penalty looking like it's going to cost Diswood a chance to pass on this straight as well, so... But he's got the overspeed coming into the first chicane here, and might have a double forward braking zone. He does by a long way. Pure Axle's... as he takes plenty of curve and gets sideways through that corner, but Diswood taking that position and continuing his chase down to Footnar now. Just 2.5 laps remaining. Luminous picked up a penalty as well, so that might take him out of the battle with Flossie. Footnar's looking like he's struggling on catching these two actually, so they're not running slow times at all.
He's just hanging at the back.
So showing they're back there due to mistakes and spins and stuff rather than lack of pace.
Yeah.
These two are absolutely flying.
There you go, Luminous burning his penalty. That's definitely going to put Footnar within the slipstream range of Luminous.
Oh, you see Footnar's trying to get the power down and he's just understeering throughout all of the Parabolica. Car not wanting to have any grip. So now I think the only problem that Pure Axle has right now is that he's on older tyres than everyone else as well. Because he tried to do that longer stint to finish. So prone to more mistakes on them worn tyres maybe that could bring Apex Humper in the battle for the podium, but looking like...
that was Luminous, I think, cutting the chicane, getting a hard reset.
Yeah, I think Luminous was trying to avoid possibly hitting Footnar as he was getting lapped there. Footnar now coming up onto the back of Flossie to lap him as well. But this slipstream's definitely going to help Footnar stay clear of Diswood, who's made up a fair bit of time even after burning that penalty. Footnar's fuel gauge is blinking too, so he's got less than 10% to make the final lap in this run up to the Parabolica, which I'm sure he can do, but
well, if I was
might have
Footnar,
to save towards the end of the lap.
If I was Footnar, I would be looking at my delta, seeing that I'm increasing my gap to Diswood, and I could probably stay behind Flossie and just short shift and save a little bit of fuel, and then if need to, pass Flossie. Then
I would just send it.
Yeah, or you can do that. Yeah.
It's the last lap. You know, you don't want to. You want to give yourself the room for error if you do make one. I would say.
Well, Flossie's
I would
signalling
push as hard
fast.
as I can.
There he goes.
There you go. Now, Flossie
That's
could be.
definitely not going to help the fuel consumption of Footnar being the overspeed all the way at the top of 5th gear, but he's almost 4/10 purple on that time as well, so showing how much that slipstream's helped him out there.
And now comes
Just been
down
using
to if
every bit of
Footner
track of
flicked
that.
a 50 out the window as he went past to try and keep Diswood behind Flossie.
Looking through I think the big winner from this restart has been Cloakade, and Jonesy has had. We haven't talked about him too much, but he's had an amazing fight back after being in the gravel lap 1, turn 1.
Yeah.
After the restart, to get back up into 5th after that as well has been a great effort by him. Looking at that fuel, the Footnar, there's not a whole lot left on the gauge. Just 1.1 seconds back
Diswood
to.
around the outside.
It's getting so close. Almost less than a second of a gap.
Here comes Footnar to claim the victory, put everyone on
Well
notice.
done.
That's what you get for picking me last in the draft, boys. Just taking the off-season win. Diswood in 2nd, Pure Axel 3rd, Apex Humper claiming 4th. Jonesy's going to come through here to claim 5th, as I
Team
believe
13R
that's.
in 5th. Way to go,
Yes.
Jonesy.
Yep, great job, Jonesy. Great recovery. Cloakade doing amazing. First time up in Div 1, I believe, and running around in 6th place at the moment, so it's a hell of an effort. Cloakade are very new to the league as well, so I'm really excited to see what the new guys, Diswood and Cloakade, CS Packer, Tate, what these guys can all do in Season 7, which is now just a few weeks away.
Well, Evil crossing for 7th. Smooth making it out of the bridge now to take 8th.
Run out of fuel just as he came across the
Yeah,
line too.
lucky. Packer coming across to take 9th, and we've got Tate rounding it all up in 10th with 11th and 12th finishing the lap before.
Great driving, guys. It was a great race.
It was a very good race.
Congratulations to our top 3, Footnar, Diswood and Pure Axel.
And
For a
is
while,
Footnar still
I
with
thought
us?
Pure Axel had it there.
I'm here.
Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Thank you. I am sweating a little bit after that. That car probably should not have been on the top step of the podium.
Why not? You deserve it. If you had to drive that hard, you really deserve it.
The car was just slow. I just saw the times keep coming down every lap. I don't know where I kept picking it up. Maybe a few mistakes from the guys behind, or maybe using a little bit less fuel. But just watching Apex, Pure, and Diswood all just tearing that delta down, I thought I was going to be a goner at the end.
I reckon it was your livery.
Yeah, big ups to Adam there.
He did the opposite. It was supposed to make you go
That got me
faster.
the win.
Yeah, that was worth an extra probably 100th every lap there, so just helped out just enough.
Sweet. Did Pure Axel join us at all, or is,
Yeah.
is he still there? He's
Yeah,
there. G'day, Pure. How'd you go, buddy?
I'm right. Yeah. Oh man, that was a strategic decision there. I tried to put the fuel mix down to 2 to see if I could make it to the end of the race, but like, oh man, I can't even. I had to try. I didn't even take tires. I did a splash and dash. I should have just put it in power and just fucking kept going, and then.
And there's the effort.
There you go again.
Oh man,
You had me guessing for a long time there, Pure Axel. I had
Oh,
no idea
getting
what was
like-
going on with your strategy.
I was getting like 13 laps out of a tank, and I thought, because I was finding I was really quick I was kind of doing consistent 23s in the whole stint. So my car was so damn light, my rear tires were shot, but it was fine because I was only using third gear. I had no issues with wheel spin, and my front tires were fucking mint. So like, why do I need to pit when I got plenty of grip here? Yeah, okay, the rear's sliding around a bit, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm doing quick lap times, and that's strategic call. And if I put it in, if I tried to save fuel earlier, I maybe could have made that race. But
Wow.
Nah.
Hey, you took a
it
chance
happens.
and
I
unfortunately
took a
it didn't work out
chance,
for you.
but even though I was still good work to foot no, I think it's because of that livery. I think just give him some good luck.
And what about
Yeah,
Diswood?
but,
Are you
yeah.
still there, Diswood?
Howdy, howdy.
How'd you go with that one, mate? Trying to catch Footner was no easy feat.
I tell you, that outlap out of the pits cost me big time. Otherwise, it was certainly going to be an interesting run to the finish, that's for sure. It's one thing to catch a car, but it's another thing to overtake it. So, yeah, would have been very interesting to the end.
Absolutely.
You still had a great drive after the restart. So a bit of bad luck like last week, losing the gaining a lead and having to lose it to the restart again. But you did a great job
PTSD
to
of last
recover.
week, man. Far out.
You did great to bring it back to second place and be within striking range of Footnote if he made a mistake at the end there, though. It was a great drive by you.
Well, I had to say, even pure axle to be even a shot at the end there. That was a stellar drive as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
After that big mix-up.
All three of you deserve the podium. Well done, gents. I might throw it over to Super Dragon to finish us off.
Yeah, thank you everyone that's jumped in and watched. Apologies for the restart dramas that we had. Thank you very much to Pagani.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. Funny being back in the commentator's booth. It was some good fun.
And thank you to Dodgy for doing the visuals.
Not a problem at all. Happy to help.
Alright. Thank you everyone and we'll catch you next week.
Cheers. Good night.
See yous.